watch your body language here as this ball gets played in. First of all, our spacing is bad. I don't know if we just turned this ball over. It looks like we were in possession and now we're not. But that's the only explanation for our right back, center back, left back. So, okay, we turned the ball over. That's clearly probably what happened. I want you to recognize the cue. Okay, so this player is going to turn. She can slip the ball through the center back. She's going to turn and end up playing this ball. But unless you feel like she's going to shoot, I want you to stay in that sprinter stance as high as you feel comfortable. And look to pick out any through balls. So right here, like I would be anticipating this ball back through here. And like try and stay. She's not looking to shoot. She's going to turn. She didn't have much pressure, but look at your body language. It's kind of tall, going backwards, stepping negative. Stay in that sprinter stance, chin forward. Now, at the end of the day, we're not coming for this. It's played into feet, but if it's played longer or she takes another touch and plays through this seam, there's a possibility. So you can see that just you're in no position to take off there in case it happens. She doesn't. It's played to feet, and we deal with it afterwards. Okay, as this play goes down your left side, I want you to watch your recovery line. Okay, for me, I think you're recovering, too close to the near post. And I know that's where the ball gets played, but I want you opened up 45 degrees. This ball is wide. It's not like we're here in the 3 goal where my cursor is in that cutback ball. This ball is going to be served in, if at all. So you can still recover to where you do, but open your body 45, stay along that 45-degree plane, and then you can still attack that same ball. But if it's crossed in, that might be more dangerous. Obviously, this is their goal. We're playing a very high line here. Extremely high line, which is not shocking, but with this player running through and this being our only cover, my expectation is that, they're not going to score a goal here. So we're well off our line, still high. I think I'd like to see you in the picture here. When this ball's played through, we're kind of flat. Okay, so there's not a lot of, first of all, there's not pressure. So, once again, we're flat, high line. Okay, so you're not like in a super deep line where it's like egregious, right? But I think you can start higher and sink back in. This isn't the best defending, right? But the thing is what can we handle as a goalkeeper? What do we worry about as just from our perspective? So it's a good decision to sink back in because the ball's played to feet. It's not running through. And it's played wide, right? So it's going away from goal. So good decision here. Here's where I have the problem with your recovery. So you can see you're finding your line. Where am I going to sit in? Where am I going to recover? Right there, this is where I have a problem. Is she's turning towards goal and you are now backstepping. So your weight is going backwards. If she takes a bigger touch and you're going backwards, you're going to be in trouble. So you finally she rounds it. You're starting to get a hold of positional, okay? She catches you by surprise. She's keeping her touches tight to her body. Keep your hands forward and active. She catches you as you're moving towards her. In the end, it's not the best defending, but we go back and look at it, and it's more about the recovery line. Right here, when she's about to take a next touch, I think towards goal, that's when you've got to just, I think your first 2 steps can be a little bit quicker, more of a purpose, because that touch is going to take her back to the central channel, and now you've barely gained any ground, and you're like tiptoeing to her, and then she hits it by you. Okay, so at the end of the day, it's nitpicky to say that like this is a goalkeeper error, but there are some elements to it that we can cut out and possibly give ourselves a chance to make that save. Okay, I want you to watch your positioning as this ball goes wide. This is something we've been stressing at on some of the social content we've created, so hopefully you've seen this. If not, message me and I can share some of that with you. But this ball is going to be played diagonal. Watch where you recover to. So that's your kind of safety net. Now, you're on your post, and this player is nearing the end, the sideline. So obviously, like we work on in training, this near post 6 inside the post is the danger zone. Now, you're squared up like it's a 3 goal, right? Like the player's here going to cut this ball back here. We need to be 45 degrees opened up so we can organize and see the ball and not just get sucked to the post, because the only thing we protect here is if she hits the ball into the near post. If she hits the ball centrally, you're too far away. If she hits the ball back to the back post, you're too far away. You can't, from a 45 degree angle, if you're set opened up where my cursor is, like, on that 45 degree plane, you can attack the near still, attack the 6, attack the middle, and do that drop step to the back post. In the end, she cuts it back. It's not a good ball, and then they get a shot that's blocked. But more or less, the thing I care about is this from a positional standpoint and understanding why. Okay, so the ball's going to pop out, and this is a set position thing. Emma, this is something that we've been trying to continue to work with you on, and will continue to work with you on, because these are the types of visuals we need to see for you to try and fix this. So once again, player's going to create. I mean, that's not the best offensive shape, but that's okay. Ball gets nipped. And what I'm looking for you to see is your set position when the shot happens. So you are basically, this is what we try and get you to understand, is sometimes you have trouble creating catching windows because your knees shift out in front of your body. So here your knees are over your toes, well over your toes. We need them to be vertical. You're sitting in a chair, it looks like, right? With good posture. We need your shoulders, chin forward, hips back, knees vertical over your toes, not in front of your toes. And because if you continue to set like this, all of your actions will be backwards. Like sometimes you're more reactive in training. So this is just a visual of that. I want you to see this because seeing helps me learn, and hopefully for you it does the same. Okay, so she's going to hit this. From this distance, I think what I want you to recognize is that body language to hit the ball. Let's drop into our line from this distance. She can obviously slip it through. We can always steal ground again if she does, because the ball is going wide. It won't be going towards goal here. So when she hits it, you see how you take a rounded approach to the ball. So it's kind of like a half circle this way instead of a direct line to it. So as you're kind of running into the ball, but it's still at its high point and coming down. So we want you to just drive to the post to where you're going to meet the ball, and you can see how you're running it down. And it's a great strike, but I think you can get to that ball if your footwork and your set position is correct here. So just watching it, that rounded run, don't really have a chance to get there, and it's a really awkward ball. And then the goal. Okay, really like this positioning. Once again, we're playing caught a little bit in transition. Think here, playing a really high line. Ball's going to be played through, and your player's lunging at it, which means, if that ball gets played through, I need to see you on camera, and I do, because otherwise, this player could run on. Really good composure here to just settle down and play this ball to feet. A lot of kids in these scenarios, even with, this is pressure, but not extreme pressure, will huff the ball down the field. That's really good. Good starting spot, keeping your chin forward. Great action there. All right. So good transfer of weight to read this through ball. And just, you come forward. That's a little thing that I just can appreciate. Here, I like a lot about this, but what I want you to understand is I think you're starting to understand how to manipulate defenders, because I think a lot of people would say, like for instance, why would you play this ball? Well, what this does is you can see both defenders start to come. So if we're calm, we can play out of this, right? So both start to converge. Immediately, though, you need to recognize that that's what this is going to do. It's going to, at the very minimum, it's going to make this player press, and at the maximum, it's going to make this player press as well. So what you have to understand is when you play this ball, what it allows you to do if you're smart, which you're smart. But in this case, you're closed off. You've manipulated the defender you needed to. Okay? And even if she stayed back here, you've unlocked the other side of the field by playing short here, getting it back. We've got to come out this other side now. Look at all this space. Okay, so once again, I really like that I'm going to play this ball. I'm going to suck these defenders in. You've got it. This is where we have to have composure to stay open and play the ball out, and we can attack all day. Instead, we play a 50-50 ball, gets turned over, not even 50-50 there, gets turned over. But that action had the makings of some really good intuitive thought. Okay. So we're going to be playing in support here. As this ball gets played back, we need to urge our players to open up earlier. I know we're in a transitional defending moment, but look at how many bodies, because they were attacking and now we have the ball, are on this side. So right away, we need to recognize that fact before, as this transitional moment happens, we have to recognize that fact. So you have to rush to get to the ball. I mean, pressure, but once again, not extreme. So you do a great job taking your first touch away from it. Why not play out? Why just play feet here? Obviously don't want a leader, but just play feet here and we can go. So that's just the composure, from the last clip as well, that I want you to start thinking about and seeing on video. Is you've done everything right. You've taken a good touch. Now you can see the field. Instead, we end up hitting a long ball. They win it. And now they're back down our throats. All right, on this set piece, so you're setting you're busy on the post setting a wall. Just for future reference, my philosophy from this distance, this is not an area that needs to be a wall. We just need to be 1-for-1. So whoever's on the ball, 1-for-1. That way you can take up a more central position, because if we deter, now this ball is going to get played into a seam, but typically when they set up and play this ball, it's not going to be a shot. And even if it was, a wall's not going to stop it. So a wall's not going to stop a cross unless they mishit it, or a shot. So it's better to have our players in the right spot. So we need to really be concentrating on setting our line at the 18 here. And making sure that that's what we're concentrating, not at the wall. So you need to be central, body shaped up, 40, 45, looking at across to the back post area. This is a space we want to be protecting. I think because we're kind of all frantic here, there's not a lot of organization going on. They're going to end up playing short, okay, through this gap, which, this player, allow the ball to go here, not there. Okay, so that's a lesson, right? We don't want to be split there. Let the ball go here outside. All right, it happens. The thing I want you to see from your positioning is, once again, you're kind of glued to the post here. Let's get out to this 45. We're not organized here. We're in shambles here. I mean, free. Well, sort of free. And your eyes are here. So you're not opened up to see what's going on back here. You can kind of see now, see how your right foot's going to pivot back. That to me is a sign of uncertainty out of you, because, I've worked with you. And so that stance right there means I'm unsure of where to be. You see, remember the stiff shoulders up that we talk about. And then the ball's going to be touched down the line. Now I think it's okay to get more to a 3 goal. But once again, this player's free. And now you don't even have to be at a 3 goal per se. You can be opened up. But this is going to be the danger area. Don't know what defensively we're doing here. I mean, literally 1, 2, 3, 4v2 in the box. You do really well in the end to be brave here. That's really brave. I mean, but at the end of the day, the ball bounces out, and that should be a goal. So you can see why this is a bit of a crisis defensively for us. Is they're numerically, like, we're not organized from the get-go, and it starts with setting that wall versus getting us in a line and making sure 1-for-1 in the box. This is brave. Possibly we don't need to go down per se to our left, because if we give up a rebound, it's going to bounce out where it does. This ball needs to be cleared out. This way, it doesn't. It's bad clearance, and ultimately we should be punished, but we're not. So something to learn from.